Alright, hey guys, so I've been playing a lot of the Crew 2 lately just because it's free over the weekend and it's quite a bit of fun. And I found an event that is absolutely insane. It's a coast-to-coast event, which basically means I'm going to be going from one side of the country to the other. You're going from New York all the way to San Francisco and stopping at various cities in between. This event is supposed to take 40 minutes, so I'm just going to take on the challenge and I'm going to try to do it myself. You get 225,000 credits for completing the event, which is quite a bit. It's probably the most out of the entire game as far as I know, unless you set this to a harder difficulty. And I'm going to be using a Ferrari. This is just the first hypercar that I was able to purchase, so yeah, this should be a pretty fun event. It might take quite a bit of time, but I think it'll be worth it in the end, and I'll just be talking to myself while recording. I also wanted to mention that I finally figured out how to record at a higher quality resolution and frame rate without it affecting my CPU too much, so I'm finally able to play like
fingers are crossed
AAA games at a higher quality recording, which is nice. And that was mainly just from using the... Holy crap, look at all these barrels flying in the sky. And that was mainly just switching my encoder to an NVIDIA encoder. So that means all my future content should be in higher quality. So like I said, this is a 40-minute event. Oh my gosh. So there's no rush to get into first or anything. I'm just gonna play it slow and safe for a little while, and then I'll get ahead eventually. The people that I'm competing against, or the AI I should say, the computers, they have a fairly low top speed. So during these straight segments, I can easily pass them. My car is a little bit better than everything in the competition. The hard thing about this event, though, is I'm traveling at 200 miles per hour, and there's pedestrians on the road as well, so I have to, and a deer just passed me, so I have to constantly be looking out for oncoming traffic and for turns. There's some like pretty sharp turns, and this car can't turn for crap, so I have to slow down to almost a stop. I have to like slow down 100 miles per hour just to make a turn. There's a little turn here, so I have to slow down a little bit. But yeah, over the course of this track, the day and night cycle should change. I think it just turned night, so it'll be night for a little while. Oh, and I almost missed my turn. Wasn't paying attention. A little roundabout here. Yeah, I might mix it up a little bit. Might go first-person view for some of the race. Third-person view for the rest. Third-person view is definitely better, especially during some of the segments where you're going uphill and it's harder to tell what's coming up next. I kind of want to watch the map to see what's going on. Otherwise, it's really hard to see where the turns are coming up. The main reason I wanted to do this was just to show off the scale of the map. This map is absolutely huge. I can't believe how big the world is. It's pretty incredible. Like, if you thought GTA 5 had a big map, this is like 4 or 5 times larger, maybe even more. It's just crazy. Considering it takes 40 minutes to go from one side of the map to the other. I'll try to do it in less than 40 minutes. I'll try to aim for like 35 minutes. But to do that, I'll probably have to start focusing a little bit more and traveling a little faster. One thing that sucks about this event is if you go off-road and you reset your car, it sends you back like a couple minutes. So you kind of want to stay on the road and try to avoid traffic at all costs. Try to avoid colliding with anything. And I'm really surprised at how smooth the game's running. Like, I'm playing at 2K at 144 hertz. Well, it's locked at 60 FPS, but still, the game just looks fantastic in my opinion. Especially when we get to some other areas where with some better lighting once the sun comes up. Right, I'm slowing down like crazy just because I'm really afraid of turns, especially in a car that goes this fast. Once we get out of this wooded area and we get to like the highway section, I'll go first person. I really love that there's a first-person camera in every car. There's a lot of different types of vehicles, but they've added a first-person mode for each vehicle, which is pretty neat. Like, what the heck is a hypercar doing on these back roads? It's so easy to hit oncoming traffic. All right, whoa. So I think here, I can actually go straight through. Just a little roundabout back there, but I kind of cheated that segment. Whoa! A little shortcut. Alright, so I'm only 4 seconds ahead. I think I could really start increasing my speed here. By the end of this race, I'm expecting to be at least 4 minutes ahead. If I don't do this. If I don't run into rocks and trees. But here's my amazing Ferrari. And although this game, whoa, what are you doing, Russell? And although this game is very arcade-like, it's not very challenging if you're a fan of like racing simulators. I feel like this game is super fun, especially if you're a fan of like Need for Speed or similar games. So as you can see, I have a much higher acceleration and top speed. It's just these turns that mess me up. It seems like the AI can turn a little bit better or a little sharper than average players, but they don't go as fast. Alright, really tight turn up here. I'm gonna slow down big time. There we go. There's a drift button, but when you're going this fast, drifting really isn't that useful. Kind of just lose all your speed if you even try to drift. We'll turn here. Alright, so we're like 6 minutes into the race already, and we're only 15% done. So if you do some quick math, you can probably estimate how long this is going to take. First person mode, it just feels so good in this game. I love it, especially on dirt bikes. But cars are pretty good too. Don't want to run into that farmhouse. Whoa, that was close. Slow down here. Sharp turn. First person mode, it's just a little bit harder to tell like where the turns are and like what's coming up next. Like when you're traveling 200 miles per hour, I mean, you only have like a second or two to brake. If you don't brake, you just completely fly off the road. Have to watch the map in the bottom right corner as well, the GPS. Right here, definitely the brake. This almost reminds me of Euro Truck Simulator. I played quite a bit of Euro Truck, and it was a very like relaxing experience, just traveling like across a country and spending like an hour just making deliveries. So it reminds me sort of that, just traveling so far. We're about to get to St. Louis. I used to live in St. Louis. I grew up in St. Louis when I was younger, for like 10 years. Not in the city itself, but in a suburb. And I know a lot of people think St. Louis is like a bad place to live because of like Ferguson. Oh. Okay, let's go back to third person. Like, I think a lot of people think that St. Louis is just nothing but black people and a lot of crime, but that's not entirely true. I'm in the suburbs of St. Louis. It's like almost entirely white. Where I was growing up, I would say like the school was like 95% white people, and I think that's just because the further north you go in the United States, or the further like central, the less variety of people, I suppose. I'm not trying to sound racist or anything, but I just know my friend, like I was talking about this the other day with him, and like he's like, oh, you grew up in St. Louis, like isn't that like a terrible place to live? Isn't that the ghetto? I was just like, no, it's really not that bad if you look at different areas. But it's really enjoyable just going across like the entire country. And they did a really good job with the cities as well. There's a lot of like recognizable monuments and various buildings and so forth. I'm really surprised like how detailed the map is. It's just ridiculous. It almost makes me want them to like Ubisoft or whoever made this game. I forgot exactly the studio, but it almost makes me want them to partner with Rockstar for the next Grand Theft Auto game. Just because the driving in this feels very similar to Grand Theft Auto, but just a lot faster. I'll make the first person again. So even these little turns, they're just kind of hard to tell or to judge how sharp the turn is when you're in first person. What is that guy doing? Okay. Alright, the sun's finally coming up. We're about to get to our next city, or is this the same one? Not sure if we're traveling around it. I think we might be. Alright, so there's a really sharp turn up ahead. So I'm gonna try to do a little drift. Worked out okay. Wasn't the best. Kind of slowed down a little bit more than I needed there. But I actually did play this entire course online with a friend. You can play the Crew 2 with up to 4 people in co-op mode. And co-op mode, basically everyone races together with AI as well. But if any of the people in your crew, the 4 people in your crew, get into the top 3 positions, everyone gets rewarded. So it's not really like that much competition. It's more like everyone is just racing for fun, and everyone gets rewarded for playing together. And that's actually a really cool idea. I feel like more games need to do that, where like there's like a single player campaign, but you can join up with friends and play together. I think that'd be neat to see in more online games, or just more like single player games that support co-op, multiplayer co-op. And there is a music station, by the way, and there's actually a couple music stations. I think there's like 5 different ones. I would play them, but I know for sure that I'll get a copyright notice because my previous video on this game got a copyright notice. I really hate that music companies have so much control over hearing just little bits of their songs in games. There's like nothing content creators can do about it either. Like all the power's in their hands. Like I can like send them a report and say like, hey, this is fair use, but then they can just say like, nope, you're denied, and then there's absolutely nothing I can do. Like that's it. YouTube won't take your side. All right, so this is a kind of a strange section. We're going uphill now. And one thing about this part of the track, the other day I was just browsing through Reddit, and there was a picture of this road, and it was like a windy road on the side of a cliff. And like, funny enough, I recognized it from this game, and I'm just like, oh, I've been there before. And I've actually never been there, but just like in the game I've been there, which is kind of cool. I'll show you in a second. I'm coming up on it. And you may have noticed there's like no pedestrians here. I don't know if it's just because I'm like so far ahead that things aren't loading, or if it's just because we're in like a rural area. But in the more remote areas, oh, I need to stop talking so much. In the more remote areas, you'll see less cars. But I feel like since I slowed down, all the cars spawned. Oh yeah, this is a cool tunnel area. Tunnel section. So bright. I feel like it'd be really neat if like Elon Musk's underground tunnels actually existed. And if they went for like a long stretch, it'd be really cool just to be driving underground. I've always thought like tunnel sections in racing games were pretty neat, even though they're rather short. Another little bridge. So we're about 42% done. I don't know how many of you are still watching this. Like, I don't think anyone's crazy enough to watch me play the entire thing. But if you made it this far, write me a comment below and just say you made it this far. I'm actually kind of surprised at how many people watch gaming videos, and especially streams on Twitch. Oops, I messed up there. Just a long time to get back up to max speed without nitro. Like I was saying, like personally, I don't watch other people play games. Very rarely. I would really have to be like super bored to watch someone else play a game. And I think it might just because I own so many games on Steam and other places, and I just have so much I could be doing. And just watching other people play games, I just feel like it's a waste of time, sort of. But I know other people feel differently about it. They feel like it's a more like social experience, and it's kind of enjoyable to watch other people play. But most of the time, I don't like watching other people, especially not famous people. Like, when someone gets popular, I'm the type of person that sort of unsubscribes and stops watching them. I don't know why that is. I like to find people that have like a lower follower count. And they generally have more interesting, unique videos rather than the videos that are just like, they just like start yelling in your face, and they're just like like, subscribe, follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, blah blah blah, and it's just like no. I don't know. Like I remember watching PewDiePie when he had, I didn't really watch him that much, but when I first noticed him, he had 20,000 subscribers, and he was making, what the hell? Am I driving backwards? Or was that guy driving backwards? I think we went down the wrong ramp there. But what I was saying is, he used to make these videos, and they were almost entirely just horror games, where he would just like get jump scared, and it was kind of funny watching him. But that was before he really got popular. And it's the same way with other people too. Like I watched iDubbbz when he had like less than 20,000 subscribers. I think he had like 10K when I first noticed him. And he was just making various gameplay videos and Kickstarter crap. And that was his main focus. He played a lot of The Forest and Overgrowth. But then he sort of stopped doing gameplay videos, and he started doing more like, I don't know, more social stuff, and that's when I sort of lost interest in him. It's raining now. So another thing I love about this game is that the weather changes on the fly. So it'll randomly start raining, it might start snowing, and the whole entire map will get covered in snow. And then there's a day and night cycle. It's just kind of cool. And it doesn't really affect performance at all. A lot of other racing games, like, you don't see weather changes unless you're changing events. You wouldn't ever see, like, it change to rain right in the middle of a race. Alright, this is a weird turn. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of weird turns coming up here. Yeah, I've just been like super impressed with the crew too. I'm not like the biggest fan of racing games, like by no standard, but I did really enjoy Need for Speed. And I just really enjoy arcade racing. I'm not a big fan of simulators at all. I really just use a controller. That might be why, I don't know. I just don't like racing games to be too challenging. I like games that make you feel like you're going super fast, but at the same time aren't too difficult. And I also like other games like what's it called? The next car game, I forgot what they called it. I forgot the name of the game, but basically demolition derby games like Burnout that have like a lot of destruction physics and like kind of crazy events that are pretty amusing. I love off-road games too, like motocross. Uh-oh, Wicked Pops is online. That's a friend of mine. Me and him are the ones that did this race the other day. We did it yesterday, and he was complaining about how long it was. And I actually really like it. Uh-oh. Oh! I think in real life my car would be totaled if that happened. I would say that's like the one thing lacking about this game is there's no destruction at all. And some people might like that. It's kind of nice having a clean, nice looking car. But I don't know, I like destruction. I feel like if you hit a wall hard enough, your car should like flip and get destroyed. Alright, so the rain went away, but the roads are still wet. Guess we have to wait until the roads dry up. But yeah, fancy car. Guess we'll go into first person. It seems like... Oh. That was an accident. It seems like this road is really wide. Just drive in the middle of the whole freaking road. See, it's really hard to tell, like, the turns. Like, I have no idea what's coming up next. And these like supercars or hypercars or whatever you want to call them, they're very, very low to the ground, which is one of the reasons why it's hard to tell like where the turns are coming up. So I think I'm going through the desert now. I think the next area is Las Vegas. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, a little bit off-roading. There's a little bit of damage, like some paint scratches, but that goes away and it's really not anything necessary. I really like these wide open roads though. Alright, so we hit our top speed, 205 miles per hour. The basic way to play this game, if you haven't played it already, is you save up your boost, and then when you make a turn, right after you make the turn, you use your boost to get back up to max speed, or as close to max speed as possible. That's pretty much how you can win every event. So here's Las Vegas. I've had many chances to go to Las Vegas, but I never have. It's mainly because I don't like gambling. I feel like gambling is really, really stupid, and I've never really done it. I went gambling once, actually, when I turned 21, I think, and it wasn't the greatest experience. My parents gave me $100, and, well, like, on top of my birthday present, like, on top of that, they gave me $100 and said, like, this is for gambling, you can do whatever you want with it. So I spent $20 on, no wait, yeah, I think I spent $20 on slot machines, and I lost it all, and I didn't have a very good time, like, whatsoever. And I just noticed that they sort of trick people, especially older people. Like, you'll do the slot machine, and you might, like, bet $1 or whatever, and it'll be like, congratulations, you won 50 cents. And then it's like, wait a minute, I put $1 in the machine, and you're saying I won 50 cents? No, I lost 50 cents. So, yeah, I caught on to that right away. And then after losing, like, $20, I decided to, me and my friend, we just walked around the whole place. He lost everything right away. But we just walked, like, walked around the whole casino. And then I just decided to make one more bet. And I wanted to play roulette at least once. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to win all my money back, and then no matter what, if I win or lose, I'm going to leave. I'm not gonna play anymore. So I went to bet everything I had, and I was gonna bet on black, just because I don't know, I just had a preconception of you always bet on black. But someone else had already placed like a big bet on black, and there wasn't enough room on the board to bet on black, so I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'll just bet on red. So I bet on red, and then I ended up winning. And I won everything back, and actually, I won a little bit of, like, change. So I walked in with, like, $100, and I walked out with, like, $100 and, like, 25 cents. And then I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. But one thing that was weird about that casino is when you play roulette, you have to pay them like a fee of $1 to bet on red or black, because the chances of winning are too high, I guess. So if you're gonna place a bet on red or black, you have to give them $1 just to play. And I just think that's the stupidest thing ever. You essentially lose $1 before you even get a chance of winning. And also that was weird about that casino is there wasn't a roulette board, it was a monitor. There was like a screen with a virtual roulette table on it. And that's what they used. And I don't know, I just felt like that was really fishy. Like, I feel like it would be really, really easy to rig that thing. And since everything there's cameras everywhere, of course, in a casino, they could just look at the board and see, like, who placed the bigger bet on what, and then just change the outcome based on that. It could be just some mastermind just making sure the casino always wins. And it sort of made me wonder in the back of my mind, like, since that other person placed such a big bet on black, and since my bet was lower on red, if that determined the outcome. But I don't know, I'm just sort of skeptical person, I guess. So we're 73% done, which is kind of surprising. Time goes by pretty quickly when I'm talking to myself. Well, I'm not really focused on the game. But we're almost 30 minutes in already, which is kind of crazy. Just gotta think of new things to talk about. Hopefully you guys will appreciate the improvement in quality of this video once it finally gets on to YouTube. It'll probably be only 1080p at first, but after like a couple days, you'll see a 1440p option. Because I use a 1440p and, I mean, yeah, a 2K monitor and a 144 hertz display. Which if anyone is planning on upgrading their computer, I would highly encourage you guys to pick up like a 1080 with a 1440p 144 hertz monitor. Anything more, you're not going to be getting the results you want. Like playing at 144 hertz instead of 60 hertz is such a big difference in my opinion, especially with fast-paced games, even games like this. But if you choose the game at 4K, even with the top-of-the-line graphics card, like a 1080 Ti, the max you can get is 60 FPS with AAA games, which really isn't that great. And you'll even see some frame drops with a 1080. So I would rather play at a higher refresh rate than at a higher resolution monitor. And I also heard that there's a lot of problems with 4K. Like scaling is pretty bad, like everything looks super small, and a lot of things don't support it. I don't know. And there's not really that many videos that you can watch in 4K. It's the same with 2K, but at 4K it's like even worse. But that's just my opinion, of course. I really don't understand why so many people are getting 4K TVs when most cable providers don't support 4K streaming. So you're not going to be getting a 4K video on your screen, so why are you buying a 4K TV? It doesn't make any sense. Unless you're buying 4K Blu-ray DVDs, which actually cost more than normal Blu-ray DVDs, so I don't know. I think 4K is a little bit ahead of its time. We're not there yet. I feel the same about virtual reality headsets. At the last place I worked, my coworker had a Vive. I went over to his house to try it out. It was not very good. I mean, it was a cool experience. I mean, anyone who tries it is gonna think it's super cool and it's neat, but it wears off really fast. Like the gimmick kind of wears out, and then you start to notice the flaws. And not only does it not look as good as you would think it would look, like it doesn't look super clear. It kind of has like a blur to it. It kind of looks a little fuzzy. And it was a little straining to the eyes as well. Some games were better than others. Like, games that didn't have really good graphics, or really smooth graphics, I should say, you could tell. I mean, if you saw, like, a texture that wasn't, like, high-quality resolution, you could tell, and it just looked really, really bad. So, I don't know, a lot of VR games aren't that great, and owning a VR headset isn't really worthwhile, in my opinion anyway, and that's why I don't own one. I could easily buy one, but I just don't think it's there yet. I know there's the Vive Pro, and maybe I could pick that up if it goes on sale, but as of now, I just don't think VR is a thing. And according to the Steam survey, only like 0.5% of people own VR headsets, and for some reason there's like a crazy amount of VR games. So I don't really understand why there's so many companies making VR games when there's barely anyone owning VR headsets. I don't think it like caught on as well as developers hoped it would. Broom, we're getting close to the end. We're at 85%, so about 6 minutes more. I feel like I could have went a lot faster. I'm only a minute and like 30 seconds ahead of the guy in second. But I think it's just because I'm not paying too much attention. I've been talking too much. And I've been like playing it a little safe. Obviously, I could be a little bit more reckless and cut some of these corners a lot faster than what I'm doing, but I'd rather not jump off the road and look like an idiot. So we're gonna end up in... Holy crap, I have to see the road. We're gonna end up in San Francisco. Once we get to the Golden Gate Bridge, that's the ending. So let's say we have like, I don't know, like probably 8 more miles to go. But if you watch this far, like, and if you haven't played this game before, like, let me know what you guys think about how big this map is. I've never quite seen something of this scale. It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's not 1-to-1 scale, obviously. Even going 200 miles per hour, it would take a lot longer to travel across the country. I think it takes like 25 hours to go from New York to San Francisco. I could be wrong, but it's something like a full day to go from one side to the other. And that's just at normal speed, so probably like a 60 mile per hour average. So I'd say going like 150 miles per hour, I mean, I guess you can go across the country in like 12 hours. It'd probably even take longer, I don't know. It'd be really neat though if the game was 1-to-1 scale and it actually took that long. Can you imagine like a multiplayer game where you had multiple people in the same vehicle and you like stopped to like go to the gas station and you like traded spots every so often, so like one person could like take a break and sleep while the other person plays the game? I don't know, it'd be kind of a neat little experience. As a kid, I always imagined, like, what if there was a multiplayer game that was like real life, like The Sims, but so much bigger, and like you own a house on one side of the country and you have to travel like 5 hours to go to your friend's house. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be crazy, it'd be very time consuming and grindy, but I think it'd be very neat. But I don't think there's any way that's possible. I always thought it would be neat if multiplayer games supported a higher like population count. Like, can you imagine if this game, if you could actually see tens of thousands of people driving on the roads? That'd be amazing. And like, there'd obviously be some trolls that would like try to block up the roads and try to create a traffic jam. I think it'd be hilarious. But at the moment, oh shoot. Oh, we messed that one. At the moment, I would say like most massive multiplayer games, I think the max that they're able to support is like 2,000 people, like in the same place or in the same server. So it's doubtful that we'll ever see something crazy. Alright, so we're about to get to that 40-minute mark, 93% done. My room is getting really hot. I need to open the window, turn on the air conditioning. Let's go first person mode for a little while. Nice open roads. Whoa. Sounds like an airplane. Sort of wonder how long it would take to design a map this large. Like, it must have taken forever. Especially trying to make it resemble the actual United States. Like, it's pretty crazy. Alright, so we're 2 miles away from the end. Probably gonna take me an extra minute, past 40 minutes. But we're getting close. That should be the Golden Gate Bridge. I love these huge trees. I live in Texas near Dallas, and there's really not too much forest or campgrounds or hills or mountains or anything like that. So that might be another reason why I enjoy this game, just because you can see a lot of things that you wouldn't see where you live. So yeah, finished the top 3, hooray! $225,000 and 30,000 followers and a bunch of loot. Woo. So that's the ending. And after playing for playing a race for 40 minutes straight, I think it's time for a break. So I'll just park my car at the beach, and I'll probably end this video here. But thanks for watching. I really appreciate anyone who managed to get this far. Let me know what you guys think of this game. I think it's pretty cool, and I really enjoyed it over this free weekend. I pretty much played as much as I wanted to play the game. There's really not a whole lot more that I could get out of it. So, like, personally for me, like, I probably won't be purchasing the game. And that's one of the cool things about free weekends. If you have the time, you can easily invest like 10 hours into a game and pretty much play everything there is to play. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.